The whole point of spread is just playing like a crackhead. You got to keep your opponent on his toes. You don't want to be too predictable. Whether it's maxing out your theme team, building up that God squad, or maybe copping an extra card for Weekend League, take a look at my sponsor, MMOEXP, for the cheapest coins and the best service out there. Use code JOCK at checkout for 5% off your order. There will be a link in the description. YouTube, what's up, boys? How we doing? Today, I will be providing you boys with my personal spread Y Flex ebook. I guess it's just spread in general. Our spread ebook, but we're going to run through a couple plays that I run a lot in my videos, in my streams, and just Weekend League in general when I'm not playing on stream. I've got a couple clips from Ultimate Team. I'm not sure if I'm going to include them. Right now, I really want to focus on just getting the concept of the plays down, and then maybe we do a follow-up video if this video actually does well. We'll do a follow-up video with what abilities you should run and personnel type stuff like that. But before we get started with the ebook, if you're new to the channel, I would greatly appreciate if you hit that subscribe button. Say what's up down in the comments. Leave a like on today's video. 100 likes would be pretty dope. And don't forget to turn on post noties. So I'm going to use the Ravens in practice mode because it is very, very essential you have a mobile quarterback when you're running the spread offense. And then our playbook is actually going to be the Ravens offense. Also, I don't know if you boys noticed, but we've got a new setup. We're in the dungeon now. First thing we're going to do every single time we load into a game, get on conservative. It's just not worth it, especially if you're going to be running around with the quarterback. You just don't want to fumble. It's one of the worst things ever. And then we're going to see right here, spread Y flex. You see the right stick. We're going to go to the left. 1, 2, 3 wide receiver slot. That's going to put a wide receiver on the right-hand side of the quarterback. And I guess we can go through our audibles first. Click LT. Go to quick slants, and our first audible is going to be circle, and then switch Ravens halfback seam to Y sail, and that's going to be our audibles for spread Y flex. And then you can also go over for your audibles and change slants middle out of gun spread double flex or DBL flex, whatever you want to call it. You can change that to QB wrap because you can switch back and forth between formations when you're on the field. So might as well have QB wrap in the arsenal. Very first play we can go over is this 4-5 quick base right here. You know, opening kickoff, we get a touchback, we come out middle of the field. Usually I'll run the ball to one side, you know, just to get established on a hash mark. And this run play's all right. You've got to wait for that puller to move over. It's not the best, but I mean, it is a run play, and I'm not really going to spend too much time on it. You see 72, maybe a little slow down a little bit, go up in there. I don't really know. That's our first run play, though, 4-5 quick base. Nothing really too special, but it is definitely a more than valid run play as long as you read your blocks. Okay, so the second play we are going to go over is probably circle, I would say. So it's all the way at the bottom, circle right there. And what you're going to want to have, I'll just go random play for defense. Okay, so this is circle. This is what it's going to look like stock. We're going to take Y, the left slot. We're going to put him on a slant. This is the pretty basic way to run it. Motion him across the field and then snap it before he gets set up. You've got Y right there. You've got the running back on the backside. And that running back, it's a weird like table route. He's going to go out, up, and then back across the field. So if you have backfield master on him, those routes or the cuts on the routes are going to be a lot more crispy. You can also see Y, or not Y, my mistake. A is on that little stock fade. If that top right safety rolls down or rolls to the middle, that usually gets wide open. So the safety's going to be over top of that. We can have X over the middle, and usually, you know, that'll be a deep in elite receiver, I'm pretty sure. And he'll get really good animations out of that. Sometimes instead of putting a motion slant on Y, I'll just hitch him like that if I notice that DB on him is just going to drop him back in his zone. And we can see right here if he will do that, X is going to be open over the middle again. And usually you can either possession catch that or aggressive catch that depending on, you know, the scenario you put yourself in. But as you can see right here, this is a very aggressive defense. So what I'm going to do, I'm literally just going to audible that as soon as possible. I'm going to scrap the motion slant, and we're going to look A right off the bat. A right off the bat, you pass lead inside, and that streak is going to, you know, if you have deep in elite or mid in elite, whatever you guys want, on 83 right there on the right slot, that's going to be a catch like 9 times out of 10. But if I were to, you know, walk you through what I'm looking at, my first read is usually A, because we motion Y over, so I'm usually looking from A to Y and seeing if a man's running with Y. If a man's running with Y, then I know he's going to get open. X is going to be open over the top here, and that's going to be just an easy 25-yard dot. It's kind of hard to go exact progressions, but, you know, if it's man coverage and you have short and elite on that Y receiver, the left slot, and you put him on a motion slant, he's going to get open every single time across the field. If it's zone and that safety rolls or whatever DB is on top of that right slot rolls, A is usually open. If it's man, you can also look X, and that's going to get open. This play is just really good, and, you know, as long as you don't throw the same exact thing all game, like I do sometimes, then it's really hard for an opponent to stop. So, I mean, I guess that circle, sometimes in a zone B, you'll get open your tight end on the right outside if you roll out a little bit. I wasn't even rolling out there. We were kind of just sitting in the pocket, That's always a really good play. Throw an X across if you're rolling with your quarterback to the right. And the one thing about spread is okay, this is man up 3 deep. When you're playing with spread, right? When you're using this formation, you want to be all over the pocket. You want to be moving all around with your quarterback, and because things are just going to get open. You know what I mean? Obviously, that was man up 3 deep. I was just fucking around. But you want to get moving. You want to get moving with your quarterback. The whole point of running spread is to have fun. You know what I mean? And the best way to do that is just whip balls when you're on the run with, RG3, Lamar Jackson, whoever it is in Ultimate Team. You want to be mobile. You want to always pose a threat to run with your quarterback. You want to make him waste one of his defenders using a QB spy. If I notice my opponent's playing aggressive, I'll keep the running back in the backfield and just sacrifice that route. I'm perfectly fine with running this play if we have to block a running back, because what we could do, that motion slant is basically like the same route type thing. It's just a little bit deeper. This looks like a blitz. Yeah, he sent one off the right side. We're going to see that man coverage on wide just opens right up. Des Bryant going to get like 15 yards. So that's what I was saying. The motion slant on man coverage is going to beat it more often than not. And I guess I can show you boys Y sail. Y sail is a pretty solid play. What I usually do is I put Y on a drag like that, and I motion him across. My first read is going to be the running back, and then up to A on that 10-yard out. We can lowball A right there, and that's going to be an easy 10 yards. Probably, I'd say 7 times out of 10, as long as it's man coverage and that DB is like at least a yard or 2 away, you're pretty much set there. Also, that drag will kind of distract his user away from A. You could also just check down to RB right there, or just lowball A again. And that out route, if you lowball it and throw it right on the break, it's kind of abusing, like it's kind of a glitch. I don't know if I'd really categorize it as a glitch, but it's an annoying thing to run where, it's just dumbing out the CPU. You could also throw that backside. Oh, that's a pick. Okay. So make sure, you're never lobbing the ball over the middle like that, because that's just going to be a pick. But I mean, one thing I like to do is just roll out and just on the run, throw it to A. Easy. This play, it's nothing fancy, but if you need 8 yards, that route from the right slot is going to get open a lot. It's going to get open a lot. It's going to go under the 25-yard zones, and it's going to, see that right there. Willie Snead's a beast. He dropped it. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. But this play, I would utilize, to attack the flats or maybe just abuse that right slot, because yeah, see how A breaks off of that and the DB's kind of like lagging behind. It's weird. I don't really know. It works though. Y sal. So formation, go down to gun, go down to spread Y flex right there. And we're going to run Raven, halfback, seam. However, when you call this play, it's important that you know what side of the field you're on. You want to run this when you're all the way on one of the hashes. So I'm going to run that wheel route. Right now I'm on the right hash. I'm going to run that wheel route to the right. If I was on the left hash, I would just flip it like that and run that wheel route to the left. Right now, right hash, wheel going to the right. And pay attention carefully here. Random play on defense. First thing we do is flip the play. So that's going to automatically make his nickel on the other side. In mud, it doesn't adjust like that. You have to, physically flip your play for it. The other thing we're going to do is put X on an out route. What we're going to look here is RB. We're going to look Y and RB. So if we see his users, say his user is, I'm going to ID, say this user's right there, this linebacker right there. If the user goes with Y across the field, the left slot on that drag, the running back's going to get open. And this isn't a touchdown play. This isn't a one-play touchdown, but it is a play that can get you 15, 20 yards. But then you're just going to look drag right there. If the drag's open, you take the 5. You take 5 every single time because, you can always go back to circle, Y trail, you can run the ball, whatever, or Y sail, I'm pretty sure, my mistake. But what we're going to do, flip this play and then put X on an out. The outside receiver on that out route is going to occupy the corner. This looks like it might be man coverage, and it isn't, but we're going to throw RB up the seam, and that's going to be, honestly, that play worked out very well, very nicely. And, it's just kind of weird. Sometimes I'll lowball it, sometimes I'll pass lead inside, but all you got to do is flip it, put X on an out, and your read is going to be super easy. Sometimes A gets up the seam too, honestly. We're going to look A here. We're just going to throw Y. Too easy. Des Bryant on the drag. But I hope I'm doing, not too bad of a job explaining this play. It's kind of hard. It's kind of more like in the zone. You want to get a quick snap off. You just look Y, and that drag's getting open a lot. That drag's, I don't know what defense the CPU's calling, but that drag's getting open every single time. I should also probably note that it's very important that you have a running back that can catch the ball, preferably like a Reggie Bush or Alvin Kamara. But I feel like that's enough of the halfback wheel. Okay, so we're going to talk about running QB wrap out of spread Y flex. So we're in circle right now. This is the play we first went over. All you got to do is hit X, and then you move your D-pad to the right, and you go QB wrap. It's going to switch the tight end into the right slot, And sometimes what I like to do is motion over the right receiver, to set the edge for me. Sometimes it brings over the DBs, other times it doesn't. But this play is going to be very, very good. This is a chunk play. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes with QB wrap, I'm ripping off like 50, 55, 60-yard touchdowns with RG3. So all you do is, go to audible, move your D-pad to the right, QB wrap. Make sure you set your audible and gun spread DBL flex to QB wrap, though, so you have that play available for you. And, you don't really need to ID the mic. If you want to motion this guy across, it's probably better that you do. See the safety rolls here. So now we've got even more personnel on the right side. And Lamar Jackson is just going to beat him to the outside. But, of course, we get shitty blocking there. You've really got to read your holes. Sometimes it's better if you just cut it up. Other times, obviously you don't want to get hit with your quarterback. But remember, you're on conservative. And if you have, on my quarterback, usually I run Recuperation, Escape, Artist, Roaming, Deadeye, and Gunslinger. So that's like 7 or 8 AP. And sometimes you just got to take, you got to bite one and go up the middle, because that tight end, Mark Andrews, I think, or no, that's Willie Snead playing receiver on the outside. He's not going to hold his block. So I'll try to find an example, but it's kind of random because we're in practice mode. I'll see if I can cut it up here. Sometimes it'll open up. Maybe it's a 6-hole like this. You got to cut it up. You really kind of get sticky. You got to be... The whole point of spread is just playing like a crackhead. You got to keep your opponent on his toes. You don't want to be too predictable. So sometimes with this QB wrap play, you just got to shoot it up the middle. And, his user's going to automatically go out to the right because he thinks, because only lunatics run up the middle with their quarterback. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't really know if that makes sense. This looks like man coverage. So, I don't even know. We'll just motion over the receiver to see if the DB follows. So, yeah, it is man coverage. And this is a really good play when your opponent's playing really aggressive like that. And there's a lot of people close to the line of scrimmage. Because if you break the first level and you have a 99 speed quarterback, he's gone. Or at least down to the... Oh, yeah, we actually scored there. So, if you notice your opponent's coming out, blitz heavy, you can't move the ball, run QB wrap, humble him a little bit. Humble him a little bit with your quarterback. And this is probably my favorite play to run. I'm not going to lie. With RG3. And as long as 79 holds his block, you're pretty much set. Yeah, Lamar Jackson will break tackles. He's a nut job. Deep attack is a play you can run versus cover 2. You see that fade on the right side. If you're on the right hash, you want to run that to the wide side, so the left. If you're on the left hash, opposite, you want to run it to the right. That stock fade on the left outside receiver. We're going to run that, and I'll put the defense into cover 2. If you notice your opponent's coming out in cover 2, this is a really good play to beat that over top, I think. I think if you pass lead X to the outside, that'll smoke the safety. Or even Y will split them. So it depends. Honestly, our read right here is going to be Y to X, and we're just going to watch his release, both of their release off the line. Y is going to split them, and honestly, I'm taking that over the top every single time. Especially if you've got deep and elite, or deep and elite on that guy, he'll probably catch that more often than not. I guess one thing you might be able to do is flat Y so that corner gets occupied. Yeah, and then pass lead to the outside. Oh, that's actually a dot. Wait, I'm not going to lie, I kind of just made that up on the fly. Like, that actually is a concept, but if you flat Y, it's going to pull that corner back down, and right when he goes back down, you throw that. And if you have a fast receiver, he's going to catch that on the sideline every single time. Damn. I'll flip this play and show you what happens if you run it to the short side of the field. Of course, we got Mark Andrews too. But we're gonna do the same thing. We're going to flat that slot receiver, and right when the corner comes down, we're going to throw it. See how the safety's right there? Yeah, going to get batted away, going to get picked 10 times out of 10. So, this play is actually kind of valid. Cover 2 beater. Maybe not a one-play touchdown. It kind of depends if you're good at swerve catching or not. But when that corner comes down, you launch that. You could probably swerve that and score too. So that's deep post attack or some shit like that. Okay, so let's go through the plays we went over. Circle, very easy. You've got a bunch of different stuff you can do. That stock fade's very good. The running back route's really good. The deep cross is really good. Y sail is a really good play if you need like 8 yards. Need a first down. Y sail usually bails me out. 4 verticals, I'd stay away from that one. Deep attack, cover 2 beater. Halfback counter, not entirely sure if it works, to be honest. Slot outs looks pretty standard. Quick slant standard. Screen standard. Or the smash HB check play. If you smart route either of those posts or either of those flags, they'll beat man coverage. 4-5 quick base is the run play you want to go to. Corner strike, don't run that. Curl flats, maybe if you need it, I guess. Under Y option, looks like another 2 beater, but I like the other one better. Read option, PA deep outs. Yeah, so I mean that looks like it's pretty much it. So if you boys have any questions, please let me know down in the comments. I will be responding to every single one. If you guys want, maybe an actual like live ebook, I could make a video of me going through all the plays, like kind of like a throne type of inside the mind, I guess. maybe like a live ebook game, like actual gameplay with this spread ebook. Every single video I'm running it though, so I'm not sure how much that would actually help. Let me know down in the comments, what you boys think, any questions, any thoughts. Leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe. That being said, Jock signing.